Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys right now. I did this because we do not know if my stuff's right. I'm coming through the back side of the firewall. I don't like coming to paint like that, so we're going to send a super tiny drill bit through that firewall in the holes that I marked out. We did not have the plate that we could put up there like a normal car would because this is an X-race car. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to run into this problem, so I'm just kind of explaining how we went about this. It's a unique situation, but if you had the original firewall still, or you didn't have it flattened off and shaved off, you could remove your air box, your heater box, and everything else, put the plate up against the wall, mark your holes out, drill them, you're good to go. These ones we had to locate because the holes were non-existent. The person that put the delete box in when they did the car initially, so this car's actually got two firewalls. It's got the cap, then the firewall. The plate, they put a plate on it, and then we plated over top the cap, so it's two in there. So they cut the hole out a lot bigger than the original opening to put this plate in there. So that's kind of how it's going. So that's our situation right now. Now last night we did have the video where we cut the air box out, and I'll show you what we did with the air box. Not the air box, but the heater box. I'll show you how that turned out. So if you look right up in there, sorry, right in there, that's where we did the air box. That was a lot of work. That took us about 2.5 hours or so. Um, you can't pull it out one piece. It's best to cut it into sections and pull it out, then take a panel separator and go ahead and remove the spot welds with a panel separator, because you have to remove every piece of that in order for the ductwork that goes up in there to fit in. So that's where we're at today. Now I'm going to set you guys up out here so you can kind of see what's going on inside the car over where I'm working at. And I'll do my best to kind of show you what's going on. Okay, so there's three holes here. I laid this plate, this paper out over top the metal plate, and I'll show you the metal plate real quick. So this right here is the cap that Vintage Air sends you. What's up, Vic? So I took the plate that we have on here, laid the paper over top of it, marked out the holes, and that's why I had actually, so I was able to find what I thought were a few holes. Now, with that plate and this paper, we were able to put it up here, and I did confirm two of these holes do line up on top. These three holes run straight across on the bottom, and they follow the opening. So I'm pretty confident I've got it where it's supposed to be. Like I said, there's a lot of tape on the firewall. Use the tape on the firewall. Um, don't be afraid to use the masking tape. It's going to protect your paint. Yeah, Vic, this has been a lot of fun. So I do not want to go hog wild on this and just start. Here's pieces of the heater box, or the defrost vent that's got to get cut out. Like I said, we took it out in sections. All right, so here goes nothing. You don't want to put a lot of pressure and a lot of force because we're trying to go through the paint and through the firewall with doing as little damage as possible to the paint on the outside. Once we get this hole in, we got to drill bigger holes coming back through, but we'll put new tape on it, and coming back this way, we run less risk at pushing the paint, damaging the paint, and everything else. Here goes nothing. You know what? Let me go get a center punch. Boy, I tell you, something don't make you nervous. Well, there's one hole. Let me go check my location on the outside, make sure I got enough tape on there. Yeah, I do, and it's a good thing I decided to go lower with it. We'll check for damage in a minute. There's the first layer. There's the second layer. These are new drill bits. I don't like this at all. Alright, the holes are in. We'll go check the other side. Alright, well, we got the holes. Let's flip back a couple pages. You guys that don't like to read instructions, I highly suggest you read the instructions on this. What's up, Duke? Flatten edge. Firewall. Install 2 /20 serrated flange bolts. Flange. Black bolts with 2 1/4-inch push nuts. Retainers into the firewall cover. Okay. Align with OEM holes and then enlarge OEM holes if needed. Mark and drill the extra mounting holes as shown in photo 2. Okay. Remove the cover. Remove cover and install 1/4-20 by 3/4 bolts with quarter push nuts into the firewall cover. So I need 3 1/4-20 bolts. I could definitely use a hand. Well, it sounds like you guys had a good trip today, Daryl. All right. Let's read through this one more time here. Right now, it's just 2 little holes in the firewall before we start popping big holes in the firewall. Install 2 at the corner. Align the OEM holes with the firewall cover, then enlarge the holes if needed. Mark and drill extra mounting holes shown in photo 2. Alright, so here's my 1/4 inch bolt, 1/4 inch drill bit. Alright. There's that. This looks like my hardware kit. Okay, there's that. There's some push nuts, but I don't know if that's for that or not. Try to keep these hardware packs together. There's a push nut. There's a push nut. There's a push nut. Okay, we got 3 of them. I worry about the sound kicking out on me again. So now I got my phone to keep track of it. Alright. I guess I should. I wonder if this has got a toolkit on it that I should need. Alright. Lubricant safety switches service, bolts passing through cowl and firewall. Alright, so it does not tell me anything about, hey, you should have this tool or this tool or this certain drill bit. Nothing like that. Alright. Do I have... Do I have any more gasket sealer in this mess? Something to be said about a clean shop. Not this one. It will be nice to get these AC boxes out of here, though. I will tell you that much. I will show you this. Tell me if that didn't just turn out sharp. I think she looks spiffy. Let's keep looking, shall we? I don't know why I don't show the chat on my phone. I've got to keep another one going in order to watch the chat. You know what I mean? Oh, who else we got on here? Oh, oh, Mama Bear. How you doing? I've been doing real good, to be honest with you. Getting a lot of sun. Don, I don't know if you heard, but me and Daryl are going to SEMA. Absolutely stoked, and minds are blown. It's the big car show in Las Vegas. So it's kind of it's invitation only. It's top of the top. We're gonna compete against people with like Foose and stuff like that. We'll be there with guys like that. Um, Really just gonna be totally. I mean, just awesome. Yeah. The car and the paint, the body's the first thing to get noticed. So Daryl did a phenomenal job. Um, but we're going to be a little bit different than a lot of the cars that go there. A lot of the cars that go there anymore tend not to be um, roadworthy and stuff like that. So we are going to go there with a fully operational car. We're not going to be all show and no go. We're going to be all go and show. Well, I can hit it with some sealer when I get done. Well, Duke, I appreciate you rigging the votes. Any kind of help we can get? Legal, illegal? Hey, we're good. All right, drill bit. Let's find out which ones we got to drill. This one, this one, this one. That means we need to fix the tape on the firewall in those areas. I want to check the paint. So we'll get that done right now. I don't know how much I'm going to block this, but we're going to try not to. Okay. Nice and comfy in here. Nice and comfy in here. Nice and comfy in here. Turn this down. The Forever Echo. Uh, Gary, you have no idea. It was a hard secret to keep because, man, we just wanted to tell everybody what was going on. Okay. That's good. Didn't like keeping it from people. It was I'm hard to keep secrets on. I'm horrible at Christmas time. Uh, Anybody remember what holes I was supposed to drill? Was it the outside holes? I think it was the outside ones. I gotta go check. I'm sure I eventually got to drill them all, but hold on. I'm gonna drill them a little undersized. Because the difference is I'm not putting the plate up against the wall. This is all being done a little bit differently. Yeah, I probably just broke my phone. Because the screen was about ready to give it up anyway. What popping noise is that? You're probably hearing my leg. Does it sound like a clicking noise? I probably should have gone to the next size up. A lot of the popping is probably my leg breaking. So, I'm installing a vintage air conditioning and heating unit. So we're putting air conditioning in the car. So it's all got to mount up on the firewall, up underneath the dash. That is why we're drilling holes in the car. Would have been smarter to do it while we were building the car? Absolutely. It most definitely would have been a better idea to put it in while we were building the car. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to get all by myself. I got to get these bolts in here. Interesting. I got to check something. Right, that's what I did, Gary. So I'm going to have to walk in and get my brother real quick. Um, You guys want to give me a second? Hang out real tight, real quick. Don't go anywhere. I got to go grab him. Well, better yet, how about we figure out our next step first? So I know that these bolts are pretty much there to hold this plate up while you're trying to work on things. That I do know. So I think I might have put the shorter ones in. Okay. 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. Okay. For proper operation, Vintager recommends uses Dynaliner. Heat blocking insulation area around the evaporator duct. Firewall kick panel to Kyle firewalls. No more than 1/8 of an inch. How thick is this stuff I have over here? That's a question. I might have to stop again and go to the store. How thick is my insulation? Looks a lot thicker than 1/8 of an inch. To be quite honest with you. Hold on. There's my tape measure. Wow, this stuff is exactly 1/8 of an inch. All right. So let's line the firewall with this, drop a couple of screws back or the bolts back through. We do our stuff in real time. We're not like the Saturday shows and when we were growing up and kids. Yeah, I know. My buddy was here last night helping me, but unfortunately, he's got a lot of stuff going on today. So we're going to go at it alone. That's just a prep degreaser. Make sure we ain't got no contaminants that'll uh, stop this stuff from sticking to the firewall. Give that a second to dry off. That's dry. It's just some cheap stuff I bought off of eBay. Actually, it might have been Amazon. Hey, it's self-adhesive. I've used it before, and it sticks pretty good. Good thing it's all hidden by carpet. Good enough for the girls that date. I'm married. It's only got to be good enough for me. So the bench seat's not going to be powered. I'm using the factory bench that's in it. I want to retain the stock mounting location for the seat. And with the back seat being the original back seat, it's just going to make it easier to keep everything proportionate. You know what I mean? Ah, time for me to send that drill back through real quick. Getting these bolts ready to go in here. Oh, what else I need to do? Eighth-inch drill bit. I think it's eighth-inch. Alright, where's my ductwork for that up there? Right, that's why I want to do the bench seat, because everybody does buckets. I think, and wait till you guys see the way I'm going to do the bench seat. It's going to be cool, but it's also going to be very classy. Huh. Where is that at? I had it last night. It's not up there. It's not in here on the floor. Oh, there it is. Alright. So, this is the ductwork that goes right up in here. There's two holes right here. Those two holes, we're going to drill an 1/8-inch hole. We're going to get it in there, line it up, pop two 1/8-inch holes in there into the cowl. There's going to be two screws that seal this. This is your new defrost duct. Let me grab my drill. Now, when you sat here and fought this and fought this and fought this, get that out of here. Okay, you got all of the stuff out correctly, get enough of it out. This ductwork, it's kind of hard to show you from over here, but this ductwork is going to sit right up underneath the vents, the louvers. It's going to sit nice and flush. If you don't get it all out, it's not going to push all the way over, and you're going to run into problems. Grab your drill. Make sure you slid all the way over nice and good. Press it up nice and tight. And don't break your drill bit like I just did. And if you do break your drill bit like I did, don't go bigger, go smaller. Go the next size down. Double check. Make sure you are not bigger. Holes are marked. I don't like how long that bit's out. Let's drop her down a little bit. Shorten her up so we don't break this one. Gosh dang. Ow. What that firewall is made out of, man, it is tough. I don't know why it doesn't want to drill. I gotta go find another drill bit. Now here's a higher grade drill bit. Let's try not to break this one. Alright, that one's through. Oh, come on. How does that keep happening? There must be a weld or something in there. How am I going to get that out of there? That ain't good. See if I can pick it out. That's what it is. I think there's a hole. I think there's a weld back in there. Well, that kind of sucks. All right, well, let's get the screws. Screws. All right, number two. We got two number 10 by ½ inch sheet metal screws. They're gonna go up in here. Now me, I like to run them in first. Good, good. Get back here. Come on, back over here. Come on to Papa. Here you go. Come on, little screw. Come on. Gotcha. Yeah, guys, this one's pretty self-explanatory where it goes. Too far over. One screw. This one might be a little tougher. Problem is, there's just no room back up there. I think I'll tell you, it took a lot of time last night to get this ductwork out of here. I mean, that was a real workout and a real pain in the butt. I think that's going to end up being about the hardest part of this whole project. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Alright. Well, that's in there. Oh, man. What the heck? What's up, Jay? Oh, we're trying to install this vintage air. GV, what's up, buddy? Hey, Vic, let me show you something. Hugh, I gotta show you something. What you guys think? Doesn't that look good? What do you think's in that box, Vic? Hugh? Look at all that stuff, Hugh. Wonder where that's going. Thanks, Jay. All right, back to my workbench. Next page. Yeah, guys, I donated all the old drive stuff off of Pandora. I donated it to Grampedo. So it looks like I need to take the fresh air vent out. I think that's the next step. Yes, it most definitely is. Yeah. Hey, no, you got to keep it. You got to keep it Pandora blue. Got to keep it blue. All right. So, what size screws do I need? What size bolts do I need? Can we guess that size? I'm thinking it's more than likely going to be standard bolts. Come on. Ooh, I almost fell, guys. It's kind of nice when you ain't got no interior in the car. And I tell you what, if I'm not mistaken, Hugh, I believe that is a high amp alternator in there. I'm wanting to say it's a 240. I can't remember if it's a Power Master or not. You know why they're a lot clearer, Jay? Because I went out and bought me I made the switch to the dark side. I went out and got a iPhone. I tell you what, man. Those guys, iPhone, the guys at Apple really kind of ticked me off. First off, I call up to order an iPhone, and they want to ask me all these questions about what I'm using it for and this and that. I'm like, I'm not joining a secret society. I want a phone. Just give me a phone. Then I told them, I wanted the 17 2 terabyte phone. And he says, what do you need a phone that big for? It don't matter, because I want it. Because I don't want to run out of memory. Ever. Don't question me why I want to buy something. Just sell it to me. Why do you need it so high? You don't need to know what I'm watching on the internet. Because I can't get enough of that dang cat playing the piano. Ah, fresh air vent off. I know what your problem is. You ain't got no gas in it. But I will say, I really do like the phone. I mean, the picture is just freaking awesome. Okay. Remove kick panel. Disconnect the pulley assembly and fresh air door housing. Well, the cable's disconnected. Oh, well, that was easy. That come off there really easy like. Let me go get a screwdriver. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just watching Sling Blade last night. A couple nights ago at least. Goodbye. Probably retain the original screw in there for just in case emergency purposes. Might need a screw when you're traveling down the road one day. And that's when you won't have one. And you'll be thinking, oh, I know where there's a screw at. Okay. Done. Next page. Need the cover panels for the AC lines. That's not there. It's not in there. Not in here. It's probably in the line box. Okay, not there. Oh, there they are. There's one plate. Both in there? No, there's one plate. No plate there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Sure, no, they're both not there. Am I missing the firewall plate? Is it a possibility they forgot the firewall plate? I'm sure it's been known to happen. Okay, here's that stuff. Not in this box. But let me double check. Nope. Not till there. You go through the big box again. And then the small boxes. Not there. Not there. It might help if I clean up. Not to there. What the heck? Okay. Let's start doing this. I found it. They package everything very well. Lots of stuff to fit into a couple of boxes, and they do a good job of it, apparently. Okay. That stuff's in there. There's that. There's this. Oh, what do we got going on here? Okay, when I had my garage, I always kept spare parts for everything. Yes. Right. You know what? I've actually got so I can take a bunch of bolts, throw them on the ground, rip something apart, and I will remember how it goes together. And I can look at a pile of bolts and know where every bolt goes as long as I took it out. Grommets. That's what we're working on. Grommets. Here's my grommet bag. All right. Hey, there's my hardware kit. That's good to know. All right, so we got 1/4 inch OD, 1/4 inch. These all the same grommets. I just have to trim. Here's a small one. All right. This one goes in there.